Welcome to Radio Storytime on CPL Radio. Today's theme is Snowman Fun. Hi, I'm Mrs. K.
And I'm Miss Heidi.
The golden age of radio was a period of time between the 1920s and 1950s when radio programming was at its peak. By 1935, more than 22 million homes had radios. You may be wondering, how did radio hold the attention of that many families night after night? The answer is imagination.
Without pictures to show them details, listeners could and did imagine what their favorite characters looked like, along with the situations they were in. Radio scripts used clues to help spark the listener's imagination, such as, "Mrs. K, I see you are wearing your black and white scarf today."
Sound effects were also included to help listeners imagine. In early radio days, these sounds had to be done live in the radio studio. All of the equipment had to be available to make the sound effects, such as doors to slam or bells to ring.
Today, with the help of pre-recorded sound effects, we are channeling old-time radio and adding sound effects to our stories. So get your imaginations ready and enjoy today's book selections.
Our first story is Snowman at Night by Carolyn Boehner, published by Dial Books for young readers, read by Mrs. K. One wintry night, I made a snowman, very round and tall. The next day when I saw him, he was not the same at all. His hat had slipped, his arms had drooped down. He really looked a fright. It made me start to wonder, what do snowmen do at night? I think that snowmen start to slide when it gets really dark. Off the lawn and down the street, right into the park. They gather in a circle while they wait for all the others, sipping cups of ice-cold cocoa made by snowman mothers. When the snowman games begin, they line up in their places, each one anxious for his turn in the snowman races. After everyone has had a chance at racing once or twice, they go on the pond to do skating tricks on ice. Sometimes they start giggling, and then they act like clowns. They bump into each other till they all fall down. They gather up their snowballs, the pitcher takes his aim, and underneath the moonlit sky, they play a baseball game. No one knows just how it started, but soon it's quite a sight, with snowmen throwing snowballs in the world's best snowball fight. Then it's time for sledding. It's a wild ride down the hill. Whoosh, they yell. This is by far the snowman's biggest thrill. Finally, they're tuckered out and still getting sleepy. So they slowly gather up their things and one by one they go. So, if your snowman's grin is crooked or he's lost a little height, you'll know he's just been doing what snowmen do at night. Now, a word from our sponsor.
Miss Heidi from the Youth Services Department of CPL. I'm here today to tell you about some fun happenings this month in the library. Winter reading wraps up on January 31st. Make sure you bring your completed reading logs in for a chance to win a bonus prize in our winter reading raffle. Grab and go bags are back with a snowman bag. Come in and grab a bag and some books. Bags will be available Thursday, January 28th while supplies last. The bag includes a fun snowman craft, rhymes, and more activities for the family to enjoy together. Now here's Mrs. K to tell you about some more fun things going on in the library.
Thanks, Miss Heidi. We also have a new program called 5-Minute Flannels. Enjoy watching colorful, fun flannel stories on the library's YouTube channel. Our first program will be available on Friday, January 29th. Check for a link on our online events calendar for the details. If you missed our last radio story time, you can still listen to it. See our events calendar for the link for January 8th radio story time. It's winter time. You can also check out the events calendar for other offerings we have throughout the month. Now to our program.
Our second story is The Snowman Storybook by Raymond Briggs, published by Random House Books, read by Miss Heidi. In the morning, James woke to see snow falling. He ran into the garden as fast as he could, and he started to make a snowman. He gave him a scarf and a hat, a tangerine for a nose, and lumps of coal for his buttons and eyes. What a wonderful snowman he was! James could not go to sleep because he was thinking of his snowman. In the middle of the night, he crept down to see the snowman again. And suddenly, the snowman moved. "Come in," said James, "but you must be very quiet." The snowman was amazed by everything he saw. They even went into James' mother and father's bedroom, and the snowman dressed up in their clothes. Suddenly, the snowman took James by the hand and ran out of the house, across the snow, and up into the air. They were flying. James and the snowman flew for miles through the cold moonlight air. Then they landed gently on the snow, home, safe in the garden.
Phew!
James gave the snowman a hug and said goodnight. In the morning, he was woken up by bright sunlight shining on his face. He must see the snowman again. James ran out of his room, down the stairs, across the living room, past his mother and father, and into the garden. He looked down, and the snowman had melted.
Tune in next month for more radio story time. I'm Mrs. K.
And I'm Miss Heidi.
See you next time.